What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, living the dream. Bad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And then my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the...
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We actually, we have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he
Steph Curry and the Warriors next game. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. You know they'll be running and gunning. And Steph's gonna do 2 or 3 things that make you want to stop and stare. But we can't let that distract us. Because if we lose focus for even a second, they'll be up 20. So maybe it's up to me to put on a little show of my own.
It's the home of the Celtics here in Boston as 2K Sports brings you today's action live. The Celtics are looking to grab one here for the home fans in Boston before heading out on the road. Well, they're certainly excited about this one. And they'll be laying it all on the line as the intensity is palpable. Here's Freak. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
That's a 2 from Barnes. And he can extend the lead to double digits.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And Zeller kicks to Crowder. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Crowder's got his first basket of the night. And here is Curry. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Pick by Zeller. Here's Freak. Barnes grabs the miss.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Celtics trail by 6. Now here's Freak. 9-point game his last outing. To the left wing. Smart wide open. He fires. Off target from outside. Golden State's gone 4 of 6 from long range here early on. Here's Barnes. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. 59 seconds left here in the first quarter. Now here's Freak, guarded by Kerr. Pass to Mickey. He dishes it to Smart. Picked by Zeller. To the wing on the left. Here's Crowder. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Crowder's got 5 now.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Golden State moving the ball around. Here's Thompson. Zeller grabs the board. Boston's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Now, Freak. Picked by Zeller. Freak passes to Crowder. In the corner, Smart with it. Just 4 to shoot. And the shot is good.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that. Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player.
It was definitely a hard decision. I had to sit down with my family and weigh the options and really take the time to figure out what's best for me. It was tough. I mean, I loved my team, my coaches, and just the whole college experience, you know. But on the other hand, there's always a risk of injury, you know. I just felt like I was ready to take my game to the next level, so why wait? And I think it turned out for the best. No regrets.
Now with more and more freshmen, Clark, making the jump to the pros, we can expect to hear more stories like this, I'm sure.
Well, without question.
Warriors. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Bogut. Draymond Green comes in for Maurice Spates. Barnes, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Klay Thompson in for Curry. And Golden State looking at who they got. Barnes and Green are the forward set. Livingston and Thompson are the guards. And it's Ezeli in at the 5 down low. Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a loss to the Pacers in Indiana.
Just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game.
Well, the term dream season can be applied to Steve Kerr's first year. Comes in and sets a franchise record in wins and also wins a title for the Warriors in his first year. Still unreal.
And stolen by Barnes. 1:44 left in the second quarter. That is good.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
Celtics trail by 9. And for Kerr, so much was made of how much pressure he had to face to get the Warriors to improve. Inheriting that team from Mark Jackson. Greg, that was a good point. See, he passed that test, though, Clark, I think, with flying colors.
Well, first time that a rookie head coach has won a title since the NBA's inception. I think that says it all right there.
Green, the screen. Livingston kicks to Thompson. There's a screen. And stolen by Zeller. Smart with the ball. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Pass to Mickey. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Yeah, exactly. An interconference matchup here. Not a lot of familiarity, but I wouldn't say they caught them off guard. There's a reason one team was in the playoffs and the other team was watching.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And for Festus Ezeli, came in as an extremely raw prospect a couple years back. Late first-round draft pick. His minutes were down, actually, last season, but his production was decidedly up.
Yeah, he went from 44 to 55% on field goals, from 53 to 63% on free throws. A testament to how much effort he's putting into developing that shooting stroke. And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you. Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Here is Livingston. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And so we wrap up the first half. Warriors ahead, up by 7. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. Tell us a bit about the philosophy behind your game and how this team works so well together.
Yeah, I just try to come out and play my game and stay aggressive, I need to score to help this team win. I think me and the perimeter players doing a good job of that.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview.
All right, everyone's eyes up here. If we're going to send these fans home happy.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
It's been a solid out.
And the Warriors with some changes. Spates checked in for Bogut. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Thompson. Freak, he's in at point guard. Zeller is out there with Mickey. Then there's Smart, and it's Crowder in at the 3 slot. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Just 5 to shoot for the lead, and that one's good. Crowder's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is, GA, their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing.
Guys, the Warriors ended the year at just over a 10-point differential per game. I mean, still that number is staggering when you think of what it takes to achieve that mark over the course of a season. Typically, championship teams are somewhere in the +6 to +8 range. 10 is off the charts.
Boston making a switch here. Turner's checked in.
And you know what? That Warriors point differential was helped out a lot by their play at home. The home differential was almost +15 points per game. A lot of blowout wins. Scary thing is they set their starters in the fourth so often, they could have made those numbers even higher had they wanted.
It was a tough battle down the stretch, but the Celtics were able to get back into the playoffs last year.
And kind of just hovering around all season, but give them credit. They fought their way in and spent only 1 year out of the postseason in their rebuild.
Nobody near Barnes. They get the rebound. Green. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession. Ezeli dishes to Green. 1:03 left here in the third quarter. Over in the corner, Livingston. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
You know, for the Celtics, the actual playoff series didn't go well. They got swept by the Cavaliers, but most people will remember the injuries from the series more than the play, and the Celtics have a bright future, no doubt.
Well, listen, it was a forgettable series for Celtics fans. However, the Celtics' young core were able to experience postseason basketball. That's something that you can really never replicate. I'm sure they'll be hungry for more than it, and credit Brad Stevens on a terrific job.
In the corner, Smart with it. To the wing on the left. And Tyler Zeller on the bucket on the assist from Smart. 6 points for Tyler Zeller.
And defensively, these guys are looking for answers. Since halftime, they've seemed disjointed and out of sync. They have got to get back that rhythm defensively.
And here is Curry. 13 points in the game. Tries to hit him. Got a piece of it. And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. Celtics lead by 3. And we'll be back right after this. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. He's checked in for the Celtics. Freak comes in for Isaiah Thomas. And then for Golden State, Draymond Green comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. And it's Livingston in at the point. Back to Green. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And the Warriors lead by 11.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
Yeah, it's always a good win when you play the kind of game they have played tonight. I mean, especially, though, when you get it done on the road. That's a special, special feeling there.
Thompson against Turner. Goes back up. And it's sent back by Bogut. And so the ball out of bounds. Bogut touched it last. On the wing, Turner fires from deep. So we see the Warriors taking the game.
Yes, Kevin.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin, and now let's move on to the presentation. Stephen Curry. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded.
There was nothing they could.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.